Hello, beautiful people. My name is Funke Akinlebelo, and you're watching This Nigeria. Keep watching.
Hello and welcome to a new edition of Newspaper Review on This Nigeria. My name is Femi Okunlaya. Good morning. And this morning I'll be taking stories from different dailies here in the studio. I'll start with This Nigeria newspaper. I'll move on to Nigerian Tribune, Punch newspaper, The Nation, Daily Independent, Daily Trust newspaper. I'll start with the headlines of This Nigeria newspaper. Amendment Electoral Act Judgment. Malami under fire. Judgment is a grave error, says Falana. Others. SANS. Senate knocks federal government. May appeal ruling. 2023 Okowa Ibori feud gets messier as supremacy battle rages. And another news on This Nigeria newspaper this morning, fuel crisis. APC suffocating Nigerians, PDP wants. Epileptic greed. Serap gives Buhari 7 days to probe missing 11 trillion power funds. And also, EFCC denies ex-governor Obiano bail. May get court order to extend detention. Another down toll, NAAT directs members to close varsity laboratories, workshop, studios, others. And now we'll take another one from Nigerian Tribune this morning. In the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning, governors Atiku draw battle line. Saraki, Tambuwal, Bala opt for consensus on PDP presidential tickets. APC convention, governors, senators split over chairman youth leader. Another top stories on Nigerian Tribune, reps may seek judicial interpretation of electoral act judgment. DMO speaks on Nigeria's public debt. Remember last week Nigeria's public debt came out. And now to the Punch newspaper this morning. Southwest governors reject Buhari's ally as secretary, vice chair. Also on this Punch newspaper this morning, federal government incurs fresh 950 billion naira domestic borrowing in Q1 2022. DMO. Saraki Tambuwal meet plan consensus candidate to lobby Atiku. Still on the Punch newspaper, Malami OK seizure of Kyari accomplishes property account. And now to the Nation newspaper this morning, APC convention, Southwest picks Kekemeke Omishore, unions to cripple varsities. Buhari, Fed government reviewing South security. Policemen not authorized to check customers' paper. 700,000 IDPs in my state, governor laments. And now a quick one to the sports. Ex-Eagles stars honor Tinubu at 70 with novelty march. And now a quick stop to the Daily Independent this morning. Weak oil production subsidized may erode gains of rising prices. Anti-Boni governments plan to revolt against Buhari at APC convention. Discordant tunes trail airlines attempt to import aviation fuel. Now to Daily Trust this morning on APC convention, stakeholders perfect consensus list as aspirants intensify lobby. Commuters angry as fare continues to rise in Abuja. My mosque member impregnated my wife or your mom. And now back to This Nigeria newspaper this morning, where we will be treating the headlines. I will start from Amendment Electoral Act Judgment. Malami under fire. Go to page 2 of This Nigeria newspaper. The Senate has faulted the position of the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, on the court judgment delivered by a federal high court sitting in Umuahia, the Abia state capital, earlier. The Red Chamber wondered why the AGF did not wait to see if the federal parliament would appeal the case before making a hasty decision on it. You can get more of that story from This Nigeria newspaper. Now, another known story that is trending on 2023, Okowa Ibori feud gets messier as supremacy battle rages. On 2023, Okowa Ibori feud gets messier as supremacy battles rages. On the page 4 of This Nigeria newspaper, former governor of Delta State, James Ibori, has issued a stern warning against anybody who intends to stand on the way of his preferred candidate for 2023 election in the state, saying every mother should call their children to steer clear of his senatorial district. Iboriwu was governor for 8 years before being convicted in the UK for graft, money laundering, and criminality. Was freed some years ago. He returned to Nigeria but kept a low profile before appeared to be sticking out his influence slowly in politics once more. You can get more of that story from this Nigeria newspaper this morning. Another story we look at: EFCC denies ex-governor Obiano bail, may get court order to extend detention. We go to page 24 of this Nigeria newspaper this morning. The immediate past governor of Anambra State, Willie Obiano, who was arrested on Thursday night at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, en route United States of America, has been denied administrative bail by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. According to the EFCC sources, Obiano is being interrogated and detained over alleged embezzlement of funds during his 8-year tenure as governor. You can get more of that story from this Nigeria newspaper. Another story on this Nigeria newspaper: fuel crisis. APC suffocating Nigerians, PDP ones. We go to page 21 of this Nigeria newspaper. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, has warned the All Progressives Congress, APC-led government, to note that its inability to address the lingering fuel scarcity, which has in turn caused citizens untold hardship, is akin to kneeling on the necks of Nigerians. This is even as the main opposition party cautioned that there is a limit to what the people can bear under an administration that allegedly remains arrogant, inhumane, unconcerned, and insensitive to their plight occasioned by its misrule. In a statement issued by its spokesman, Debo Ologun Agba, the PDP chided President Muhammadu Buhari for what it called his inability to address the many challenges facing the nation. You can get more of that story from this Nigerian newspaper. Still on this Nigerian newspaper, now the last story is being taken from page 5 of this Nigerian newspaper. The last story from this Nigerian newspaper this morning, we're talking about epileptic greed. Serap gives Buhari 7 days to probe missing 11 trillion naira power fund. Transparency Group, Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has urged President Muhammadu Buhari to direct the Attorney General of the Federation and also the Minister of Justice, Mr. Abubakar Malami, and appropriate anti-corruption agencies to promptly and thoroughly investigate how over 11 trillion naira meant to provide regular electricity supply has been allegedly squandered by government since 1999. SERAP, in a statement by its Deputy Director, Kolawole Uluwadare, said anyone suspected to be responsible should face prosecution as appropriate if there is sufficient admissible evidence and any missing public funds that should be traced and fully recovered. You can get more of that story from this Nigerian newspaper this morning. Epileptic greed. SERAP gives Buhari 7 days to probe missing 11 trillion power fund. And that's a wrap-up of newspaper review on This Nigeria. I took stories from This Nigeria newspaper, Nigerian Tribune, The Punch newspaper, The Nation, Daily Independent, and Daily Trust. Join us again next week for another edition of newspaper review on This Nigeria. My name is Femi Okunlaya. Do have a wonderful day.